Hey, it's Abby from Homeschool with Moxie. Today we're returning to BJU Press Math for the final time. Our youngest, our fifth child, will be using BJU Press Math for sixth grade. And you can tell my books are a little beat up. They're actually an older edition. They have the new fourth edition out now, but we're still using the older edition. It's generally going to be very similar to what they offer now. So I just want to give you an inside peek into the way BJU Press Math works for a homeschool family. Now, if you know anything about how we like to use their math, which we use consistently from K all the way through, I don't know, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. It just depends how many kids I'm teaching. Sometimes I start to outsource. But for my final child, we are still using just these two books. Now, up until this level, I never buy the teacher book. I just buy the student work text, the lessons right there. It's easy to check answers. We write in the book and that's it. Starting in sixth grade, it's now a textbook and they need extra paper just to write their own problems out. And I also buy the teacher's edition because now I want to have the answer key. It's just getting a little bit too involved to check every answer and I want the answer key. Now I'll show you inside in just a minute. You will see that this teacher's edition is massive because it is written for a classroom teacher. I'm not using the lesson ideas. I'm not using any of the scripted questions and answers about the material. I'm just purely using the teacher's edition for the answer key because, as you will see in a second, in the student textbook, if you just use the page for that lesson, all the teaching is right there in the textbook. So it's very easy to use that way. I don't use it like I'm a traditional classroom teacher. Now, I want to just tell you a little bit about the concepts covered in Math 6. So this middle school math course, according to their website, has been designed to introduce students to middle school math concepts while providing regular, consistent review opportunities. As they progress through the course, students will be developing a biblical worldview in math with leveled biblical worldview themes and opportunities to apply those themes to real life. So what will students learn in sixth grade math? It says our math curriculum teaches students to apply multiplication and division to fractions, decimals, and integers, analyze 2- and 3-dimensional figures to solve real-world problems, solve one-variable equations and inequalities, solve real-world problems using the relationship between ratios, proportions, and percents, analyze and construct multiple representations of data, make predictions using probability, and formulate a biblical view of modeling, design, knowledge, and service in mathematics. So that is what it's all about. We do this one lesson every day. There are 180 days worth of lessons. Now, we also do not use their tests at this level. You could use their review pages as your test to make sure your child knows what they're doing. If you wanted the whole subject kit, that would include tests. So let me give you a tour of the third edition of BJU Press Math. Like I said, in 2022, they did come out with their fourth edition, but it's going to be pretty similar. So here's what it looks like. So here's my beat up copies. They've been through. This will be the fifth kid to use them. They have been well used. As you can tell, the teacher's edition is massive, as is the student textbook. But here is what the teacher's edition looks like inside. On this 2-page spread is one lesson, and they do give you like all the teaching instruction, which I don't use. Now, if you don't understand something, you could use the teaching instruction, but on the top right-hand side of each page, you can see the student pages are just smaller and it includes the answers to all the student questions. And that's really the only reason I purchased this teacher's edition. So that is what that is all about. And now here is the student textbook. Once again, each lesson is a 2-page spread, left and right, and all the teaching is done. See those colored boxes? That's the new teaching for the day. And then they have exercises, which, includes quite a bit, like 40 to 50 practice problems every day. Now, you can be in charge of that. If your child only needs to do 20, just do 20. You're in charge. You don't have to do everything, but it is there if you need it. And so you can see for every lesson, the teaching, look at all that teaching there on the left-hand side, positive and negative numbers. This is what a teacher would, put on the the board, the whiteboard, or put up on the screen and explain the concept, you're just having that right in the textbook. And then the exercises are on the right-hand side. There's a good number of them again. So you just decide, what does your student need to work on? How many equations do they need until they can show they understand the material? And on the bottom of every page, it tells you to complete the daily review. So I'm going to show you where the daily review is every day. It's in the back, and there's just a little bit of previous material that you want to make sure your student continues to remember. So these little tiny half of the page is your daily review. Now you could do those, along with the lessons, which is how they're meant to be, or you could use those as like quizzes or tests if you really want to do that kind of assessment. But here's just a few more flip throughs of the pages where you can see what the textbook looks like, how the teaching is right there for the day, one concept is covered, one lesson, and then your student has plenty of opportunity to practice that and work through equations. There's word problems. There's a chapter review. So you could use this as the assessment if you want, or you can just have your student work through it as a normal day assignment when they're done a chapter. They have cumulative review, so you can use those as your test prep, or as your chapter test if you want to. And that's what that looks like. So that is BJU Press Math for 6th grade. We have found BJU Press Math to be an excellent choice for curriculum. It's very solid math preparation. You're going to find this on the tougher side of math curriculum choices, but it's still user-friendly enough, especially in the K through 6th grades. And like I said, with that teacher's edition, if you need extra help, it'll be in there, and at least you have the answer key. So you can even look for older editions if you can find them online, and you can do this very inexpensively. You don't need the newest edition. So this is an example of an older edition now, and it works just fine. I hope this review was helpful. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more curriculum reviews.